tangled webs. And by that, I'm not talking about spiders. Pew, 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 pew. I'm going to tell you guys about the whole plot of the Tangled Web. And this may be related to one of your most favorite classic British movies ever. James Bond. Dun 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 da da da. Yeah, I don't really look like a spy much, do I? Well, I will just say I look like a spy, and let's just continue with this little routine. Alright, I'll be wearing the hat for the rest of the book video talk. This basically talks about a guy from MI6. Also, I'm not sure if James Bond exists in this world. If MI6 exists, then James Bond is probably existing, but I'm not sure he's that famous in the MI6 world. Let's just not worry about that. Basically, there's this former MI6 agent called Dan. His full name's Daniel. And he's like, wait. And he was retired because MI6 forced him to after a failed operation that became like an embarrassment for the MI6. And they're like, hey, stay cool, will ya? Lay back. We'll give you money and you'll basically be living like your grandpas. What? Next up on the list I shall mention is that there is way much more to the eye than the actual thing meets. Dan Combs is suddenly attacked by two former colleagues, actually attacked by one of them, just two of them, just another person helped. And basically, it's kind of due of a little kind of operation that he's been doing with a few of his other colleagues in his MI6 little thing. Turns out that his other colleagues, Nina, Hyde, and Cass was killed. At least that was what they were told. They all went on a mission and then they were kind of destroyed. And at least they were supposed to be destroyed. He eventually tries to uncover why Nina and Hyde are trying to kill him. He kills Hyde in self-defense. Yeah, not on purpose. And then he steals Hyde's car, which turns out also has Nina's fresh clothes in it. And that's not going to be good for Nina. Later on, after a few investigations, he talks with Bert and has a meeting of his daughter again, who turns out had a boyfriend dumped her, and also she's pregnant with his baby. By his, I mean her boyfriend. And basically, ex-boyfriend, I should say. And then basically, well, it kind of welds away. And one more thing I should say is that there's nothing in the world that could probably cheer her up. Except for that, Dan, who's been secretive about his little spy works here. Code breaking, spies pretending to be a college professor, pretending to be a spy, pretending to be an imposter, to find out who the imposter is. Not sure how that works though. The operation could have been done by the CIA themselves, but it was kind of easier for the MI6 guys to actually do it. Eventually, he finds out more about the actual operation. The purpose of the operation was actually to get Dan, Nina, and Hyde to kill themselves. Cass was supposed to be dead, but it turns out that his death was just a fake. They faked his death. And Cass was still alive, although Dan killed Cass, and eventually he tried to kill Strang, but then he was forced to flee, and then he threw lots of petrol bombs at the hallway where they were supposed to meet. That at least put them the deadline of what they were going to do with him, what their plan was, and how to get rid of him, and to postpone that in a few hours, for at least a few hours. Eventually he's able to get his CDs back and was walking home. But then in the epilogue, turns out Bert is killed by a train accident. Dan is killed by someone shooting a rifle at him, and he actually falls into the river this time. Unlike in the beginning of the book where he was able to survive and swims. And the boss of the whole operation, Strang, he luckily dies too with an overdose of pills after reading the headline of a news article saying MI6 that reads MI6 chief accused. And that's pretty solid evidence too. At least there was until, well, someone destroyed it. That is about the end of today's episode. So I hope you guys enjoyed the Tangled Web, and I'll see you guys in my next episode. Shnan out. Peace.